Japan mark decades of diplomatic ties. Trade relations between the two nations continue to flourish. But beneath the optimism lies a sobering reality. The balance of trade remains heavily tilted in Japan's favor. A high-level business forum in Osaka aims to confront this challenge head-on. It is a gathering of minds and markets. Top government officials and business leaders from Kenya and Japan are meeting on the sidelines of the Expo 2025 Osaka. At the heart of the discussions is how Kenya can carve a bigger slice of the Japanese export market. Kenya's Cabinet Secretary for Investment, Trade and Industry, Honorable Lee Kinyanjui, is leading the delegation in seeking solutions to long-standing hurdles.
The trade balance has consistently been in favor of Japan, with the current ratio at about 1:13 due to the high level of imports compared to exports from Kenya. In 2024, Kenya's exports to Japan were valued at $69.2 million, while imports were valued at $816 million, resulting in a deficit of $747 million. Kenya's exports to Japan point to a high reliance on raw materials and traditional agricultural commodities, whereas Kenya's imports from Japan are mainly vehicles, transportation equipment, and raw materials.
Among the key concerns raised in early engagements, including during the Kenya Diaspora Dinner, are the lack of direct flights for perishable goods and the high cost of freight, twin challenges that continue to undermine Kenya's export potential in Japan.
We are actively working to enhance trade facilitation, improve regulatory frameworks, and promote sustainable and inclusive growth, aligning with Kenya's Vision 2030 and the bottom-up economic transformation model.
Investors have also been urged to enhance value addition for their goods so that they can have better chances at penetrating the Japanese market. On his part, the Director General of Japan External Trade Organization, Hideki Shaw, reiterated on the commitment that both business leaders in Japan and Kenya can work together to foster business relations.
In this spirit, Japan remains an open and welcoming market to Kenya as well. On your side, Kenya is a member of the East African Community and a common market for Eastern and Southern Africa, and also the African Continental Free Trade Area. And as supply chains take shape in Kenya, we look forward to seeing even greater participation and expansion of Japanese businesses in your good country as a gateway to the region.
The forum is set to spotlight fresh opportunities with focus on areas including tourism, special economic zones, and showcasing Kenya's iconic products and services. A panel discussion also explored ways in which they can elevate Kenya's global brand in the Japanese market. The day's deliberations expected to culminate to strategies that could unlock new trade pathways between Kenya and Japan.
The Japanese audience is willing to engage with Kenyans, and it is up to us as Kenyans to be able to show them what it is that they can be able to engage with, and also the deals and the leads that shall come from such an engagement.
In attendance were members of trade, industry and cooperative committees in both National Assembly and the Senate. They highlighted the challenges and focused more on finding solutions to enable Kenyan exporters access the Japanese market.
We have visited the Dungukundu Special Economic Zone, which is a game changer if completed, especially for the export market. There are also legislative gaps which we have identified, which in line with other policy actors, we are going to look around on how to implement that so that we make or lessen trade barriers between Japan and Kenya.
today's
trade and industry, that is CS Lee Kinyanjui, has graced the event and also has highlighted how the government of Japan and the government of Kenya have collaborated in matters to do with the development, especially in Kenya. And now we shift gears to see how that will translate to meaningful development within Kenya, and especially when it comes to the issue of export, because Kenya seeks to enhance its export and leveraging on this Expo to market itself as an exports hub. That event has just happened, and the hallmark of all this Expo is the Kenya National Day that will be happening at the pavilion now at Kansai, where the pavilion or the Expo is happening now. And given that the CEO of KPROPA has also indicated in the last 2 months they have received over 500,000 visitors to the pavilion, meaning that there will be some meaningful impact that will be gotten from this Expo. We'll be bringing you the happenings at the Kenya Day tomorrow, so you want to keep it KBC Channel 1 for this and much more. My name is Mike Megwe.